The wouldn't really classify as a non-starchy vegetable, so I would swap out the for a Hello my honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where you work with me as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach so that you can lose weight on a plant-based, starch-based diet. Also, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video, which is every Wednesday and Saturday. So today I was actually supposed to film an update with Healthy Mummy, but there is a huge snowstorm that is happening outside right now, and she lives about a half hour from me, so I didn't want her to drive in the snow. So Healthy Mummy is going to be coming next week to film an update, so please leave any questions that you have for her below so that we can have her answer those. If you're not familiar with the Healthy Mummy series, I will link that playlist below, but she's going to be coming over and giving us an update on her health and everything related to that, so leave those questions below. Because Healthy Mummy is stuck at home and she's not here, it is just me and myself and I today, which gotta get used to being in the ring alone. Think I got this. Think I can do this myself. I've decided that I'm going to search the hashtag starch solution on Instagram. I'm going to go through the photos and I'm going to give you guys some advice so that you can make tweaks to your meals. I'm going to tell you the tweaks that I would make to these meals to get maximum results. I want to put in a few disclaimers. The first is that I am here to help, not to hurt. So I'm not here to say anything bad about the photos that I'm seeing. I'm not going to put the names of the usernames of whose photos these are. These are just random photos that I'm finding on the starch solution hashtag. The purpose of this video is to help you make tweaks so that you can maximize your results. I'm not here to call anybody out. This is about learning. This is an educational video and hopefully one that you find helpful. Another disclaimer is that everybody's goals are different, everybody's backgrounds are different, everybody's unique needs are different. I don't know the people whose photos I'm looking at. I know my clients, I know their backgrounds, their unique needs. It's very easy for me to make tweaks to their meals. So keep in mind that I'm doing this to a stranger that I don't know, and you are a stranger unless you're a client of mine. So just bear in mind that everybody is a little bit unique, and the tweaks that I'm making may not apply to you in your situation. All right, beautiful meal that we have here. We got half of the plate as potatoes and the other half as green peas. I will say there is confusion with green peas. Green peas are actually a legume. They're not a non-starchy vegetable. A lot of people think that they are a non-starchy vegetable, but they're actually quite starchy. They're a legume. They fall into that category. So if you did want this to be a quote-unquote 50-50 plate, the green peas wouldn't really classify as a non-starchy vegetable, so I would swap out the green peas for a vegetable. I would still keep the peas in the meal, maybe have some peas on top of it because they are so high in protein that they do give you that satisfaction and delayed stomach emptying, so you'll be full for longer. But I would like to see an increase in non-starchy vegetables in this meal in order to drive down the overall caloric density of the meal. Still keeping the peas in there, the peas going on top in order to bulk up the meal a little bit and to make sure that you're full for a long time. But this meal is a little bit skimpy on the non-starchy vegetables because green peas are actually a legume. Whoa! All right. So what I love here is the bulk of broccoli that I see. She is not skimping on the broccoli, so A+ on that. And then it looks like over there on the right, we have some quinoa. There's some salsa on top of it. When it comes to putting something that is salty on top, we're going to eat more of it than we would if that wasn't there in the first place. So this meal, because it does have the salsa, she has some oil-free hummus as well, and then she has this cashew dressing. There's all of these different condiments that the meal is very interesting. It is full of all these different tastes and textures, and variety increases consumption, as well as having all of these different textures and tastes. So because there's so much going on in this meal, you're gonna eat a lot more calories at this sitting than you would if you didn't have as much variety in this one meal, and also if you didn't have the condiments on there. There's a hair on my face that is driving me bananas because it's tickling me, and I'm trying not to be bothered, but I can't get it off. Oh, I got it! All right, I'm gonna talk about each of these condiments individually. So first, talking about the salsa, because the salsa does have the salt in it, salt contains sodium. Sodium is an essential nutrient. Essential means that our bodies don't make it ourselves. We need to get it from food. So salt is very high in sodium, and because sodium is essential and it's also rare in nature, it's very trace in nature, we've become very good at detecting when something has sodium in it. Salt has tons of sodium in it, so when a food has salt, we are uber attracted to it. So by taking salsa, which is very high in salt, and putting that on top of the food, it's a guarantee that you're going to eat more calories than you would if the salsa wasn't on there. Then I see the oil-free hummus. I absolutely love that this is oil-free. I will put a little note in here. I'm not sure if she's used tahini, but a lot of times oil-free hummus recipes do have tahini. Tahini is ground sesame seed, so it does fall into the nut butter seed category at about 2,400 calories per pound. So it is a little bit more rich. It is more dense. If you're having trouble losing weight, you're gonna wanna keep that off. And then I see that there's the spicy cashew dressing. Cashews are very high in calories, they're very rich, they're very fat. So by putting that dressing on there, this meal might have a lot more fat than you would realize. It is a condiment, and you can get away most of the time with having the condiments, but if you're including those high fat rich condiments and you're not losing weight, then that's probably the reason for it, and you're gonna wanna get rid of that stuff. If you're being successful while having it, then keep having it. But if you're not finding success, that could be a culprit. All right, girl, can I come over and have some of this? This sushi looks absolutely delicious. The sushi is made with white rice, which tons of my clients have white rice. They're extremely successful with it. Billions of Asians have thrived on a diet of white rice and have not had obesity, heart disease. It's not white rice in and of itself that's the problem. Sometimes white rice can be a problem if you are overweight and you're trying to get into fat burning mode. White rice in comparison to brown rice is more effective because the brown rice still has the fiber, it still has the husk, which means that it blunts the insulin response. So when we eat, our insulin spikes. That is normal. That is how humans operate. If our insulin didn't spike, then we wouldn't be operating correctly. So insulin spiking is not a bad thing, but when your insulin spikes too high, it can prevent you from burning fat. The insulin spike from brown rice is a lot lower than the insulin spike from white rice. So you're going to be burning more fat if you're having brown rice versus if you're having white rice. So if you are having sushi and you're finding that you're not having success, maybe switch over to the brown rice. Another thing that I will say is this is what we call a hand-to-mouth food. So it's hand-to-mouth, hand-to-mouth, hand-to-mouth. You are going to consume more calories with a hand-to-mouth food than you are with a food that uses a fork and a knife. So if you find you're having sushi up the wazoo and you're not having success, it could be because it is just so easy to pop that in your mouth and to eat tons and tons of it. I know that if you put a bunch of sushi in front of me, I'm gonna eat a lot more calories at that sitting than I would if I have a fork and a knife and I'm eating potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I want to take a brief pause here and remind you guys that if you are having success, keep doing what you are doing. Don't change a thing if you're having success. If you're not having success, that's when you want to open your ears to everything that I'm saying in these videos. So I'm not here to demonize any of the foods that I'm talking about. As I said earlier, white rice is not bad. Billions of Asians have thrived on a diet of white rice. I'm here to help. I am not here to harm. Oh, this looks beautiful. There are so many talented, your guys' food looks so pretty. The food that I eat looks like this. Just not. All right, so for somebody who is in weight maintenance, which I can look at this person's, well, she doesn't have any weight to lose as far as I'm concerned. So for this individual who doesn't have any weight to lose, I don't see any there is no problem whatsoever with what I'm looking at here. If you are looking to lose weight and your meals look like this is what I so often see when people are having pasta. Pasta is not too calorically dense. It's like 600 calories per pound, so you can have pasta and probably be successful. But what I find the issue is people way skimp on the vegetables when making their pasta, and the vegetables are a condiment to the pasta. You gotta up your non-starchy veggie intake. I also see that this person's having edamame. Edamame is quite high in fat, so if you are having trouble losing weight, I would hold off on the edamame for now. Nutritional yeast is absolutely delicious. It's about 1,600 calories per pound though. So when you put it on top, it's like a jackpot for your taste buds and the dopamine in your brain. The more calories you have, the more dopamine your brain releases, and dopamine is a feel-good feeling. So when you put nooch on top of something, nutritional yeast, you could find that you're going to town on something that wouldn't have nooch on it in the first place. Again, I'm not saying nooch is bad or edamame is bad. I am just helping you make little tweaks if you find that you are stuck. I have nooch, I have edamame, I have no problem with it. Something that you do need to remember though is that a weight maintenance diet is probably different from a weight loss diet. And the diet that you eat to lose weight might look a little bit different than the diet that you are eating to maintain weight. So perhaps you're seeing people on YouTube or these people on Instagram and they are at a healthy weight and they're incorporating some of the things that I've talked about that you might not want to incorporate if you're not being successful. And you say, well, Emmy, what gives? How come this person can have this and this person can have that, but I can't have it? Life is not fair. And it's just that they're at a different chapter in their journey. You'll get to the chapter where you're at weight maintenance and you can learn how to incorporate stuff back in, but sometimes the diet to lose weight is a little bit different than the diet at weight maintenance. This is why in my program, we have a master's program where we teach you how to incorporate foods back in, like the avocado sushi or the pizza or the pasta or the avocado toast, whatever it is, how to incorporate those things back in so that you can be successful in the long term. So don't get overwhelmed. I hope that these tweaks have helped you and you can start to implement them, and I am happy to help you in any way that I can. I hope that you're having a terrific day, and leave your questions for Healthy Mummy below. If you are still watching, the secret word is comment birthday, because today is actually my birthday. The day that I'm filming this is my birthday. The day you're watching it, it's not gonna be my birthday anymore, but comment birthday if you are still watching, because today is my birthday. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Woo!